Micah's hurt. Tank's hurt. Our pets' heads are falling off. I got a guy the Cowboys should trade for. Welcome to today's Cowboys DLLS podcast, which starts meow. Things to do, Cowboys Nation. We got stuff to talk about. Welcome into today's Cowboys DLLS podcast. As you saw, there was a nice picture, thumbnail. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a nice little picture of Tank Lawrence and Micah Parsons, which we're really happy to have such great players on the Cowboys. They're not on the Cowboys at the moment, and they're not going to play for a while. Clarence will tell us when they'll play, maybe, if he can figure it out. Look at this super chat right off the bat for the pool fund. That's somebody who knows I still owe $19,000. Shout out to you, Chris. Appreciate you. Welcome in, everybody. This is us. My name is Jeff. Just a guy. Former Cowboys wide receiver, currently runs a 5-flat 40. Claims that he could still help you on third down, though. This is Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Mama Shell.
Why do they call it rush hour when no one's moving?
Deep thoughts.
When I tell you I'm tired of
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? This is Clarence Hill. His nickname is definitely not Pop Pop.
It is.
It's not Pop Pop because he's not a grandpa, even though I call my dad Pops, and that's what I think of you as is my podcast dad, Clarence.
How you guys doing?
Great.
Message to you people out there, especially my Facebook friends.
Oh, God.
Wait, you're never going to beat the Pop allegations when you go to my Facebook friends. Okay. You're never going to beat the Pop allegations doing that. Continue. Please, Pop.
You're not getting money today. Stop sharing that. Take your ass to work.
I don't know what that means.
No, there's people that send that you're going to be blessed with money today.
Oh, yeah, I am going to be so blessed with money today. Shout out to 2i. Aisha Morrison is in the building.
In the club.
Hello. Clarence, is that how you'd be dancing?
When you at the club, yeah.
Y'all hear this, don't you? Y'all gonna see it?
Jeff, are running backs important? Not really. But here we are.
King Henry!
Oh, yeah, you said he sucked. He's pretty good, though. Jeff Heath is the GOATs in the Super Chat, saying you can get a good game out of either 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 of your OTDTs. Who would you choose and why? Both offensive tackles and Mozzie, please. That would be fine. Hey, Clarence, everybody's hurt, man.
It's crazy. Let's start with Micah. After the game, everybody felt good about Micah.
Yeah, his brother was tweeting that he's going to be fine.
Everybody felt good.
Please.
Micah felt good about Micah. And you're a football player, former football player. I thought it was interesting that he did not wear a walking boot. You know, so to me, that sounded like it must not be as bad as expected. He was on the plane, he got off the plane, he did not have a boot on.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's not so bad. Of course, then the MRI comes back, it's a high ankle sprain. But I still think the fact that he didn't wear a walking boot, it may be 1 or 2 weeks because usually a high ankle sprain could be 4 weeks. Up to 4 weeks.
But you also have to remember, adrenaline is still pumping, and Micah kind of wears that warrior shield on his sleeve and doesn't want to give off that, because when he says, I'll be back, sure,
right.
He doesn't want to kind of, and maybe he should have put on the boot. Like, even if he didn't feel like it, like the smart thing to do was go ahead and put the boot on to just lessen the wear and tear that you would put on there as you're walking to and from. Because even when he walked out, it looked like it hurt.
Right, when he was walking off the plane. So that's after 3.5 hour plane ride from New York.
Yeah,
it's going to stiffen up.
The adrenaline shuts down. After
Yeah, it's going to stiffen up. And so he was limping off the plane. And so 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't think it'll be 4 weeks. I think the bye comes at a good time. I would not be surprised if he played in Detroit, but I think the smart thing to do would be the err on the side of caution. You have the bye week coming, and I don't think he will miss the 49ers game.
He's a psycho. I think he'll miss 1 week.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he's a psycho.
Because it's a week to 10 days. I wouldn't be surprised because they played on Thursday, so it gives you 10 days between now and the Pittsburgh game. But I certainly don't. I wouldn't be surprised to play against Detroit, but certainly he's going to miss Pittsburgh.
I find it interesting because while Micah mentally may think I'm good, I'm all right, sometimes you have to save players from themselves.
No.
You got to save players from themselves. And there's really good drugs over there on the football side.
Sir.
There is.
Sir.
There are really good drugs that make you feel like nothing is wrong in the time frame. But this has been a thing that's kind of hampered Micah for a while. Not this particular ankle injury, but the wearing down of Micah. Now, this is a freak thing that happened.
Yeah.
But you rush this thing back, and now you're constantly wearing that ankle injury for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think better off getting fully healthy and really, really healthy, because high ankle sprain. And when you think about his position, he's already undersized, and everything that he does is off of speed and then off of power. And when you're leaning up against those big dudes, that takes a lot of the lower body to be stable to be able to do it. So for me, I just think what he feels and what he should do may not line up. And this is when you got to have good old Brett Brown and good old Jim Mauer and Greg and those guys say, hey, listen, young fella, I know what you might feel like you can go, but you should probably take a little bit more time. And
I'm glad you brought up Brett Brown, because Brett Brown was also the one that kept DeMarcus Lawrence returning to the game. Because they were fighting on the sideline. He was upset. He wanted to come
Tank's going to miss 6 months, and he wanted to go play.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, because,
a month or two.
But Tank has a Liz Frank injury. It's kind of that can be bad. But this right now is not requiring surgery, kind of like what Jordan Lewis had, and Jordan Lewis did require surgery, but it's 7-8 weeks. And that's a long time.
It's long.
That's a long time, and I want to ask you guys, I don't know what you thought about the season or where the Cowboys are. I don't know if you have the Cowboys winning these next 3 games.
Yeah, all of them and the Super Bowl.
But if they were going to lose these 3 games, then you get those guys back toward the end of the season because most people probably had them losing to Detroit and San Francisco based on the history.
We own Detroit.
In the past. Then we say about the expected and not the expected this year.
That's not that doesn't make any sense.
But
are you saying then don't bring them back?
No, I'm just saying if there's a good time for them to be gone, this will be now, because they may not have won these games with them on the field. And then they can come back and really be recharged for the rest of the season. Certainly, Micah.
I guess. I mean, we're going to be in a dark place if they go 0-3. Or what they got 2 before the bye, right? San Francisco's after the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if they go 0-2 over the next 2, it's going to be an unhappy Metroplex. You got to win one of these things.
Well, now it's up to you. Who should replace them? And what do they look like?
To replace the edges?
Uh-huh.
This is actually...
Exactly.
First, I want to comment really quickly on the DeMarcus Lawrence thing. This is different to me, this is a different feel for DeMarcus Lawrence just because he's had foot injuries before. Like, this is something that, like, last year, the fact that he played his first full season, I think it was his first full season in almost 3-4 years that we had seen him. I wonder how this affects, like, what he feels like mentally and emotionally coming back and things like that. I mean, this is, like Chill said, it's not as serious as a Jordan Lewis injury, but a foot injury with a defensive end is a lot. It has to be. So even when he comes back, how effective is he going to be right away adjusting to that? I think it takes time for that. So I'm concerned about more so where his career feels and his well-being. He's not on a contract for next year. Just like what happens with him there. And as far as the defensive end position, I had this concern coming into the season. I didn't see where you were going to get pass rush outside of Micah and Tank at that point. Now, we know Zimmer does a lot with the linebackers, but he's not able to do that right now because of what's going on with your secondary. So I already felt like there wasn't enough pass rush depth on this team. Love some Marshawn Nealon, but he's still developing pass rush ability.
Something just hit me.
What?
This literally just hit me, and I'm sorry for that moment.
No, go ahead, let it out.
I'm sorry for that yelling out. And I think you're going to like this.
Ooh.
I think you're going to like this. Did it hit you too?
No.
What if
Ah.
What if the injuries to Tank and the injuries to Micah, we've just found Micah 2.0? You take your guy,
And put him on the edge.
Damarian Overshown, and make him an edge rusher.
You know, they did that in college.
Yeah,
They
did.
talked.
They did that in Texas.
And actually, one of the scouts on the draft show when they came in, we talked to them the day he was drafted, and they did
What about
mention that they felt like he had some pass rush ability.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go back to having the
No.
worst run defense ever, I
mean,
think that's a
hell,
great play.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, only on passing downs. I don't.
Oh, he could go over there and run
No,
after the quarterback. I
Only
think.
on
Yeah.
passing downs.
I mean,
But-
that's a legitimate thing that they might consider at this point.
They have to consider everything because they don't really have any natural pass rush. His speed and athleticism gives you a chance, to get to the quarterback.
We know how you feel.
No, it's not. Listen, the suddenness he plays with, the speed and athleticism, you have that nowhere else. And it's going to be up to Zimmer because understand, and Micah talked about it, Zimmer talked about all the packages they created for Micah to move around and do different things. I was going to disguise him. All that's out the window.
Mm-hmm.
This defense was predicated on how he was going to, where's Waldo with Micah, in all the disguises. Well, that's gone now.
Well, they missed step one of the where's Micah thing, which is the other team has to call pass plays.
Well, that's true. But I mean, but also using him at linebacker and different things like that, that's out the window. So Zimmer's going to have to start over with a plan with guys who we don't know what they have. Lawson, what does he have? The fact that he got on the field last week and jumped off sides. I mean, what are you doing?
Good start. That's a good start for
It's a little
him.
antsy.
It's like Dante Fowler never left.
Hey, guys, make
Or
sure you
Sam
like
Williams.
and subscribe.
Oh, yeah,
Thumbs
hit
up.
the like button.
Hit the like button, subscribe.
Like the answer for them, I feel like it's the very, 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 very boring. Yeah, the answer is Marshawn Nealon plays more snaps, and Chauncey Golston plays more snaps, and Carl Lawson plays football. Like, that's the Cowboy way. A lot of other teams, the way is, hey, who are we going to go get? The Cowboys' way is,
We like our guys.
we got 'em. Go ahead.
I don't think. I mean, losing 2 starters is
That's tough.
something you can't mess around with. Like, you can't. No one has, like, most people don't have people on their roster that are capable of filling the roles as those starters. Because it's also too. You're talking about the run defense. You just lost your best run stopping edge.
Right.
You did.
There's no
So
doubt.
it's like a double whammy, and if they think they can handle this in house, which I'm sure they think they can at this point, we're living in a fairy tale land.
We got a lot of shots fired in the
You know,
chat.
I need. That's why I wanted to point that out. Mike has not been a no-show. That is not true. You
But that
guys
was
have
a
watched the tape.
That was a story with Tank Lawrence when he stopped being a double-digit sack threat. People
Right.
were
Has he
like,
been
he's
a so-so?
overpaid. No, he's awesome. Mike has been really good.
No,
He
he's
just
been
hadn't
good.
had a lot of
I mean,
opportunities
the
to rush
sack that Tank had the other day was because Micah was being double teamed and still got to the quarterback, and he moved in the Tank. The Tank got the sack. But Micah has been impactful. He just hasn't piled up the stats that we're used to seeing him. But I was thinking during the game, at the end of the game, I said, yeah, the Cowboys won this game. It was like a Pyrrhic victory. I mean,
What's that mean?
That means you won the game, but you're losing the war because you're losing your.
Oh.
You come off this snide, this 2-game losing streak. You win the game, but now you're without your 2 best defenders.
Yeah.
And so in the long run,
It's
you
not a
lose
win.
It's not a win.
It's not a win.
And so it's going to be tough. I mean, and I know we're going to get to it, but obviously the offense is going to have to make up for the defense.
Which is insane, and it's scary in itself.
But that's another thing that I talked about, on Sunday when you talk about time of possession. And I know some people feel like, oh, time possession is a bad stat to go off, but the longer guys are out there on the football field, the longer their bodies wear down, the more opportunities you have for things like this to happen. And the Cowboys went out there and lost time possession by 11 minutes, almost a quarter's worth of work that defense was on the field.
Which is why you need a running game to help control the clock. And save your defense.
Okay, so that's my...
First downs are first downs. It doesn't matter what the plays are.
No, I do have a question about that, though. Like, are we more concerned at this point with what's happening? If the offense is going to have to drive you, do you prioritize getting that fixed if you're going to go out and try to find someone or find some humans? Or do you prioritize bringing in another defensive end or something like that? Do we prioritize the running back or wide receiver? I know
that's a great question, Aisha, and I'll answer it in just a second.
I'm screaming. On
the Cowboys DLLS podcast. But first, I want to talk about my friends at Sleeper. I can tell you what I got going this evening, actually. I've been hot.
You have been
I've been hot. And so I got some stuff going this evening on Sleeper. You need the code DLLS Boys. That is the promo code for Sleeper. And with that, you get up to a $100 match on your initial deposit there. And what you do is you just pick, are guys going to do more or less than their projected stats? And so this evening, all I need is Jahmyr Gibbs to go more than 40 rushing yards, DK Metcalf to go more than 50 receiving yards, Devin Achane to go more than 50 rushing yards, and Kenneth Walker to go more than 40 rushing yards. Oh, yeah, it's going down too. And I'm on a heater. So, yeah, go get the Sleeper app. With Sleeper, the more picks that you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. They got instant alerts for breaking news and injuries, et cetera, et cetera. So get that Sleeper app. Use the code DLLS Boys. Get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Operational over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. And also shout out to our friends at Indeed, where the code that you need is ALLCITY. ALLCITY. And what you'll do with that is you can get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/AllCity. When it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. So, listeners of this show, $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/AllCity. Just go to Indeed.com/AllCity now. Support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/AllCity. Terms and conditions apply. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Joe Hoyt's here.
Tell him something, Joe.
Aisha quit.
Bye,
Tell
Aisha.
him something, Joe.
Roman Wolf Gaming is in the super chat. Bring back Randy Gregory and trade for Miles G. Yes,
my God.
I would love to trade for Myles Garrett. I think that's a good plan.
Yeah.
Not the first part.
I have no idea what Randy Gregory's up to.
Chilling.
I have no idea. And did I miss
Smoking weed.
Can you pull up all the super chats for us? I don't know if I missed one. I might have missed one earlier. Did I miss another one from Roman?
Smoking weed.
Do a mock draft, please.
Oh.
Prediction on draft spot. I'm drafting the Boise State running back.
From
Yeah,
Frisco. From Frisco.
Frisco Lone Star High School.
Taking a running back.
That's Jeff Rayburn's guy.
5 years on the cheap. Crush it.
Hey, every 5 years, if you drafted a running back in the first round,
Bang.
chilling.
As long as it's not in like the top 10 or 15 where I could get a different, better position.
That's fair.
Okay. With all your good defensive players gone, that sounded disrespectful, but I kind of mean it. With your best defensive players gone, Aisha brought it up. Like, sure, and there's people in the chat. There are legit people in the chat who are like, you're about to see team defense, and it's going to get better. And I say, okay, good luck. I would love for them to do something to make the defense better, but I think ultimately what we're looking at is the Dallas Cowboys. And what they do is they say, we got our guys, next man up, go do it, which really to me means, hey, 4, go be Superman.
Yeah.
And not that he wasn't already kind of being asked to do that. Your offensive line is okay. Your running backs are bad. Your defense has been bad. Your outside of CD pass catchers are fairly iffy. Go get them, Tiger. And now it's go get them some more. And I think all of this is basically going to fall on go be perfect.
You know, it's funny because this is what Jerry said. We pay Dak, he's going to do it with less. We pay Dak, we can't pay anybody else. He's going to have to do it with less. That doesn't mean he, you know, and we think he can and all this other stuff, but he said he's going to have to do it with less, and then he has less out there on the field. You look at we've talked all season, all since the spring about the running back room being one of the worst in the league.
Yeah.
We never talked about how the wide receiver room was also.
Brandon Cooks through 4 weeks, your number 2 wide receiver, has 91 yards.
He's tied for second worst in the NFL in terms of average yards of separation when targeted at 2.1 yards.
Hell yes.
0.5 against the Giants.
That's awesome. Brandon Cooks has
Yeah,
to get open.
and even with CD, and we can talk about the offense, we can talk about the Shanahan scheme, or whatever else y'all want to talk about. I'm following.
You say that more than anyone else. By the way.
Everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
They're all tight window throws. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he's not getting guys running wide open.
Yeah.
You know, everything has to be perfect, a perfect throw, and that's hard to do.
And I think there's multiple reasons for that. Like the easiest thing to do, and I do believe this at least partially, is to look at the head coach and the guy who designs and calls the offense and say, why aren't you doing a better job of getting people open? Another part of that has kind of been game script, because the things that you want to do and that all teams do to make life easier is have guys running left or right at the snap, before the snap, all of these different things. And when you're down 14, you don't do that because you have to go quickly. And when you have to go quickly, you're not doing that. I think it's partially him and the head coach, and I think it's partially the fact that you've been getting your butt kicked too early in too many games, and that stuff goes out the window.
For 3 straight weeks, and you guys
Screw
asked me
that.
this, 3 straight weeks, this is Mike McCarthy's creativity. Deuce Vaughn is taking the field before Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know what that says about Zeke. I don't know what it says about what you're trying to do with Deuce.
You know
to
what it
get
says
him
about Zeke.
But what we know about Deuce
Yeah.
in that package,
Yeah.
he's trying to be creative. You know,
Right.
he got Deuce out there. That's not creativity. Everybody knows with Deuce on the field,
Right.
he's going to get the ball because he can't block.
He had a good block one time.
He put the blitz, touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw that. Here's my thing. I'm not asking you, Dak, to be Superman for 17 weeks. I'm not asking you to be Superman for 15 weeks.
4 to 6.
I'm asking
2
you.
to 3. The next 2.
No, because I do feel, yes, football is a team game. I feel head coaches at times should be able to win you, head coaching alone, coaching ability should be able to win you 1 to 2 games per year. I just put together a great plan, and but I also feel like,
You mean like the Saints did to the Cowboys?
sure,
Correct. Their coaching
Yeah.
won that game.
but I do feel like if you're going to be in that upper echelon of quarterback play, of quarterback conversation, damn it, go get us a win or 2 on your shoulders. Now, when does that come? I don't know. Maybe you need it this week against Pittsburgh.
I think we saw it last
We
week.
just saw it last week.
Well, okay.
He was really
Well,
good last week.
And that's fine, but did you really need it against the Giants?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
not.
I think so.
You
Like,
sure
all
did.
right, well then go get it again against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like more often than you're going to need it against Pittsburgh.
The-
Being down all the guys that you're going to be down, dealing with your offensive line, you got to go get me. I think a quarterback should be worth 3 wins in the season.
the problem here is that how does that look if your defense is giving up
Don't matter.
score after score?
You gonna
after
score one more? I'm just saying like that. Like
You can- we-
I'm
we can-
not saying for the season.
We can count on one hand and the number of victories all the great quarterbacks have had when their defense gives up 40 points a game. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking
It's
about
not,
Tom
yeah.
Brady.
Even at 30.
I'm talking about
Even
yeah,
at 30,
even
every
at 30, I
great
mean, there's-
quarterback loses 3
at
times
some
as much.
point, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Even with DeMarcus and Micah, they weren't stopping anybody.
Yeah.
And now we're asking without Marcus and Micah whether they're going to even stop somebody. That's what's scary.
I think to Jeff and Jesse's point, though, you said this earlier. If they go 0-2 the next 2 games, the Metroplex might, go
Yeah.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
I think to Jesse's point, Dak, you need to go win one of these next. They need to go 1-2 in the next 3 games in order to even have a salvageable chance at potentially going to the playoffs this season. I think you need Dak to go superhuman at least one of the next 3 games.
Pittsburgh is beatable.
Yeah,
but-
Pittsburgh's,
not
fake,
yet.
Pittsburgh's fake good.
No, they're fake good. No, it's going to
Yeah.
be tough on the
They're
road. The
fake good,
quarterback's
yeah.
going to be dangerous because of the way he runs around.
Yeah.
But they're not a great football team. They was living on borrowed time.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is beatable.
All right, so Dak, go beat him. Like Dak, go beat him.
He's
Like,
going to.
go out there and do what you have to do to win the football game. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be a high-scoring game. But at some point in time, this will be a good moment for you to say, you know what? When all the chips are down, when everything is not in our favor, I'm going to go win us a football game. And that doesn't have to look like 400 yards, 450 yards, and 4 touchdowns. It doesn't have to look like that. It's making the right plays in the right moments to get your team to victory.
But it may have to be 450 yards.
And if it is, then have at it. Then let that be what it is. But I do think, and I'm not the whole if you're getting paid this much, but I do think as if you're going to be a franchise quarterback, if you're going to be a top tier quarterback, that you gotta go and put the team on your back every now and again and carry that thing to victory when it doesn't look like you're supposed to get victory.
I also think, though, at the end of the day, to all these points, you could use some help if you're Dak Prescott, right? And here's some numbers from John Owning, tweeted these, and I think they're great. Cowboys ranked 24th in shift motion rate. They're 21st in RPOs, 27th in play action rate, and 23rd in bunch formation rate. That screams, Dak, the last 4 games, you've been doing it on your own, to be honest.
Yeah.
You need to increase those numbers to at least give Dak Prescott a little bit of help.
Right. He's been doing it on his own. How about this? Is it Dalvin Cook time? I know you don't care.
I mean, there's no reason not to try it.
I'm just saying because
Deuce isn't doing anything.
There's a
Zeke's
great
not
super
doing
chat kind of in relation to this.
Deuce is not doing anything, and you're not even using Zeke.
Yeah.
You're not even using Zeke.
If you don't see Dalvin Cook very soon, I think it says everything about where he is and how he looks.
Yeah.
If you don't see him soon, because you have 2 running backs that bring nothing to your team, and if he can't replace one of them,
they should have done with defensive end and defensive players what they're doing with Dalvin Cook. If you're not seeing Dalvin Cook, that means he's not good.
Right.
That's what that means.
Right.
That means
this
you do not need a month to get ready for football when you're Dalvin Cook.
Especially, too, when the thing that they're saying is the reason why he's getting ready is the terminology. I mean, the dude's a vet, man. No, I mean, like,
your quarterback can tell him in the huddle what he's doing.
Like,
you can call the play and then say, you're running
it's
this way.
a zone to the right. Go run.
Baker Mayfield a couple of years ago, right? Remember he went to, was it the Rams? And
literally within a week.
It was like 3 days, and he came in and won a game.
Huntley's going to start for Miami.
Like,
they picked him up this week. He's going to start at quarterback.
Come on, guys. 3 weeks. If he doesn't, listen, don't. It's not because he's the language.
I agree. And so what are we doing? If why'd you pick him up if you can't use him? I mean, go.
Well,
get
he's a practice squad guy,
but also he's depth.
They picked him up out of curiosity.
In depth.
Like it was, you want to sign? Okay, we can see what you got, and if you have anything, then we'll make.
And
you
also,
active one day.
they've said history says that our bell cow now is a guy who never had a complete season where he didn't get hurt.
Right.
So if Rico does get hurt, then I have to kind of keep one of these guys in the stable because now I'll be marching out Hunter Lipke, Zeke, and Deuce Vaughn.
I'm glad you brought up
Lipke. Let's go.
It's RB2.
Hunter is the guy on 4th down. He's a short yardage back.
He's only 15 yards away from Brandon Cooks in receiving yards this year.
Hunter's a player.
Oh, in receiving yards.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's
and
how
that,
low. This is how low we've come.
This
is how low we've come as a franchise.
2-2 though.
This is how low we've come.
The baby Mike
They
All-Star.
got you saying stuff like that, like Hunter Lipke. Like that's how low we've come.
He's nice. Hunter Lipke.
That's how low we've come.
That is low.
Boy,
Hunter's not low
so
though.
nice.
Stop it, man.
Jay
Stop.
Recruiter said in the super
He's
chat,
not low.
I'm tired of hearing about Henry. He was not going to do anything in Dallas. Cowboys are a passing team with a running back committee. Feed Zeke. Okay.
That's
on
not
that
true.
note, though, I think there is something to the idea of like, okay, say the Cowboys did sign Derrick Henry. Are they just feeding him? Or are they say, hey, Derrick,
No,
you're the leader of our committee, and he's only getting 10 carries a game because they're getting blown out in the beginning? That's possible.
He would get more than what Rico is getting,
Yes.
and you would be getting better running back
You
play.
think?
than you're
Yeah,
getting.
but I think it's a good question.
So I think that people are there was a thought process. I think everybody didn't question what Henry had left. You know, but what we're seeing from Henry now, the still having the speed.
Yeah, he still got
I
it.
think that he would be a bigger part of the offense with the Cowboys
No, I
doing at
agree.
running back.
7 missed tackles last night's game. Rico Dowdle leads the Cowboys with 5 missed tackles on the season, forced.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry, when he had a chance to outrun people, outran everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have anybody.
Damar
that's
Hamlin
gonna do
did
that.
No, you know, he's probably faster than every receiver except Cooks.
Cooks isn't fast anymore.
Well, that says it all.
Have I missed any super chats?
I think maybe
I missed one. Let me hit that. Lammy. I want Jerry to trade for Devontae Adams and have Dak in the offense to be the crutch to the defense. Okay, I did want to sneak this into this segment. There's 2 things that I think that Superman Dak needs to do, or 2 things the Cowboys need to do.
Right.
One, because yes, we're going to be asking a ton of you, like Dak, run. He said it a week or two ago that he knew that was going to have to be a part of it. He don't run like he used to run. Like, I mean, physically he can't. He doesn't move like he did in college. But do it. Like, you got to do everything. I need you to pull the zone read 6 times a game for 40 yards, and teams need to recognize that you could. You have to do literally everything. It's not safety first. It's what do we got to do to win a football game, even though it's week 5 in an NFL season. And number 2, Jerry, you don't ever have to talk to him. Steven, you don't ever have to talk to him.
Not happening.
Dak and CeeDee can hang out with him because they're friendly. Go ahead and give Cleveland that 5th-round pick back for Amari Cooper.
Kansas City might give a 4th.
They just restructured his contract. Whoever trades for Amari Cooper will owe him less than $1 million. It means nothing to your cap. You have 5 5th-round picks this year. Go get Coop back. And COVID's over in the NFL. They don't worry about it no more. It don't matter no more, Jerry.
Listen, it'll be such sweet, like a chef's kiss if
Coop would walk in and
if they did it for a 5th. It has to be a 5th though.
Yeah, it's got to be the same.
It got to be the 5th. That's like the chef's kiss. Okay, what about OBJ?
What is he? Is he still in the league?
He's in Miami.
Oh,
but why do you want Dalvin Cook playing receiver too?
I'm just saying.
Adrian Peterson.
No.
He needs the money. He needs the money. Jesse Hall needs the money.
Whoa. Damn.
You're not in the league anymore. You're just not in the
what
league
I'm saying
anymore.
is who needs it?
The fact it came after Steve Young was a little unfortunate. I'll be honest.
How do you want I would go? Tell him something, Joe. Tell him something, Joe.
This side of the table right here, beat right aside, man. You gotta keep you guys
cynical,
man.
But I mean, there are other receivers out there. But he needs to go do something. If he can't get Amari Cooper, I'm just saying that go get somebody.
2 guys in the super chat. Justin, why won't Jerry spend the money to get Hassan Reddick? The greatest trade ever. They traded for a dude who wouldn't even come play in New York.
Insane.
And they're like, "What? We were going to talk when you got here." And he was like, "You going to pay me or I'm not going to come there." And now he's just hanging out. Hassan
Losing
Reddick
a lot of money
is
too.
Just hanging out.
No. He does want money, but he's not getting a new contract this year. He's got to play on the contract he has.
No, I'm saying he's getting suspended. I mean, he's getting a fine for every week.
And this year's not even going to count.
Yeah.
If you don't play, it doesn't toll.
So at some point, he's going to want to play.
Yeah.
And he does not want to play for the Jets. There was talk last week I saw that he asked to be traded back to Philadelphia. That's how bad it is. So they have a relationship with his agent. It's also CeeDee Lamb's agent.
Yeah.
So make it happen.
David is in the super chat. Dak's got to scramble more because we have 2 rookies on the line who are still learning. It's true. Dak, you got to do it. Go ahead. Risk life and limb. We need some dubs. Okay, it is a Magic Marker Monday. So coming up next, it's an NFC East variety of the Magic Marker Monday. Strap in and, I can't. That sounds inappropriate if I say what I was about to say. Just stay tuned. It's a DLLS Cowboys
strap
podcast.
In and enjoy the ride.
Well, I was going to say strap in, strap on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
Let's go. But first, floatability, lightweight design, durability, dependability, versatility. It sounds like a football player.
I love coolers.
Nope, it is a cooler. It is.
I love coolers.
You do.
Especially theirs.
Head over to ruggedroadoutdoors.com. Use our promo code DLLS for 10% off a cooler. Rugged Road is dedicated, creative, innovator, and durable outdoor gear.
Them weren't words.
There was words.
Okay.
Like the Micro Machine guy.
Yeah.
And determined to be the best. Our products are designed for the highest quality material and craftsmanship. Like you want Hunter Lipke to go out there. This is the Hunter Lipke of coolers.
Hell yeah. Get the job done.
It doesn't have to just be white.
It floats.
It can be multicolor.
Wow.
It can be black. It can be black.
Yeah.
It floats. It's durable. It's versatile. Everything that you want Hunter Lipke to do, head over to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and don't forget to use our promo code DLLS and get 10% off your purchase of a Rugged Road Outdoors coolers. It's that time of the year.
Baby Mike Allstott. That's what Dak calls it.
That's just not.
They're not
different
even similar.
They're not even similar.
That's what Dak said.
I know
okay?
he's
Dak
wrong.
said.
He's
Hey,
wrong.
Clarence, chill out. Just get in
It's
the
an ad
red,
read.
get in your solo cup. Let's talk about our friends at FOCO, which you can see, we got some stuff in here, and in our other studio, we got lots of stuff, and it comes from our friends at FOCO, where you need the code DLLS. That gets you 10% off. It's DLLS10, DLLS 10 at FOCO.com, FOCO. It's the best sports gear around. Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. You're looking for something to decorate a studio? You're looking for something to wear to a game? You're looking for something, whatever it is, to do with your favorite team. Jackets, beachwear, overalls. There's something for fans for almost every occasion. set decorations, as you've seen. Foco's donated a few awesome pieces for our sets. Go show them some love. Check out foco.com or click the link in the description. DLLS10 is the code that you need at foco.com. All right.
Here we go. Here we go.
Aquí vamos.
You guys ready for a Magic Marker Monday? Magic City, Magic Marker.
Wow.
Atlanta, 2 weeks.
Affordable trade option in Carolina, Deontay Johnson from Randy. I'll take Deontay Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas
What about you go Deontay Johnson and Clowney?
Clowney.
Oh.
Clowney.
Clowney's still in the league?
Clowney, yeah. He's down in Carolina.
Oh, sure. I'll take him too. Dallas needs to call Miami for Achane and bring Cooper from the Browns. Well, Miami is not trading Achane, but if they want to, I accept. That would be fine. Today is a Magic Marker Monday.
Yep.
And we have a few things for Magic Marker Monday that you guys are going to be entertained by. It's an NFC East edition. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. You guys watch football?
I like football.
You seen some football this year?
Yeah, lots of it.
Do you know who's winning the NFC East right now?
Yep.
It's Washington, led by the great Jayden Daniels. My God, he's fun.
Yeah, he's
and
good.
so good so far. Which leads me to Magic Marker Monday. And I have 3 questions for the NFC East, and I'll need your help in the chat. Question number 1.
Okay.
Who's the best quarterback in the NFC East? You guys just take your time.
Does it take that long?
Let's see. Joe, what do you got in the back? You're hanging out in the back. What do you got? Jayden Heisman Daniels.
He's a little factoid.
Just
Sorry,
lean
I
in and get you a
over
mic. Yeah.
Yeah, little factoid. His 82.1% completion percentage through 4 games is the best by any player ever in NFL history through their first 4 games.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, he's been incredible. Over 80% completion, and it's not like he's dinking and dunking. It's 8.5 yards per attempt. He's running.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. So that's a good vote from you, Joe Hader. Aisha?
Recency bias.
Right now.
Dak.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good handwriting.
There's no confusion.
What?
Yeah. We can't tell because of the chaos.
Oh, because of other stuff?
Well, but no, I mean, Jayden Daniels it's fun watching him come out and kind of figure things out so quickly.
He's kicking ass.
He is. Him is.
Clarence, what are you doing? Stop. Why are you worried about Jesse's weird internet situation?
It's because that's what happens when you're on sites you're not
But
supposed to be
Jayden
on.
is playing. Clearly he's playing better football.
NFL.com.
I understand that, but I'm just looking at
Your connection is not private. People are going to know where you work. Okay. Clarence, who's the best quarterback in the NFC East? Dak, stop playing.
Put it down.
You got an angle a little bit. Okay,
No.
Dak, stop playing.
But
I mean, we had this conversation when Jalen Hurts was the best quarterback.
Carson Wentz, too.
And Carson Wentz was the best quarterback.
there, done that.
Listen, stop the recency bias. It's a body of work.
We do a show
Dak-
every day. Who's the best today?
Dak is the best quarterback.
Today?
Yes, he is the best quarterback today.
I
Put
am-
him in that offense. He's the best quarterback today.
I am happy to see some competition, though. And when I mean, and by competition, I mean just Washington becoming a better team overall.
I don't like that at all.
Why not?
I hate it a lot.
I mean, it's fun just skating through the NFC East every year and everything, but this is we get to see them battle back and forth for some time. No,
Jesse,
Y'all
you,
suck.
yeah, no, it's great.
Y'all not no fun.
I also put Dak Prescott, chill out. But if the question is which quarterback in the NFC East has played the best so far,
It's Jayden
then
Daniels,
I would say Jayden Daniels.
hands down.
But if
No.
you're saying who is the best quarterback, the best
Exactly.
quarterback is Dak Prescott. The best thing is that we're learning more and more as his career goes on. Jalen Hurts kind of sucks.
Wow.
He's not very good.
Yeah.
And that's awesome for the division. But unfortunately, I think Jayden Daniels is about to be a problem.
A real one.
It's Dak Prescott, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, you got the glare. Just read everything you got.
He's number 2 in the league in passing yards with 1,072. He's averaging 7.2 yards per pass, 268 yards per game, 6 TDs, and 2 touchdowns. He is the best quarterback in the NFC East right now.
God, you guys are homers.
It may look sexy to say Jayden Daniels, but let's not kid ourselves.
Exactly.
That's not body of work. That's not week to week. He's overall the better one in body of work, and he's been thus far week to week the better quarterback in the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Just as the one dissenter here, I just want to say I consider 4 games enough body of work for this season, to be honest with you. That's my take.
All right.
So you're not saying he's played better. You're saying Jayden Daniels
Is better.
is better than Dak.
Right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Sir.
it's
Okay.
scaring me.
Guys-
right now.
Sir,
right
stop.
now.
Stop.
Right now.
Stop.
Right.
No.
Guys, who is that?
Who's
Wait,
playing
what is that super chat? Yeah, get that super chat up there real quick. Knock that out. Oh, Vance. Man, we love Vance. Daniels is Fred Astaire and Dak is Ginger Rogers. Look up the quote.
Pop.
Pop. What's
Yeah.
that mean?
I'm not doing
Translate
this.
pop-up.
What does it mean?
I'm not doing this.
What does it mean?
Ginger Rogers was fine though.
Oh, was that from? was that
time
Gilligan's
ago.
Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's
Oh, no, it's
that's
not?
not Gilligan's Island.
Oh, it's
no,
also
They had
there
a
were
ginger,
there were
right?
dancers. No, they had a Ginger and Marianne. This is not from
Oh.
Gilligan's Island. Come
I'm
on.
sorry. Is it not white people stuff?
It is white people
It's
stuff.
white
very,
people stuff?
very much so.
I'll look
Fred
it up.
Astaire, yes, white people stuff.
Everybody, I have a question for you. Who is the best head coach in the NFC East?
This is a turtle race.
Ooh.
Oh no, not the breathing.
No.
Okay, we got people who are going to take their time on this, so I'm going to go first while y'all
Okay.
think.
I'm ready.
And am I kind of stirring up dissension? Maybe a little bit.
What is it?
Dan Quinn.
Mm.
Is it? And the reason that I put Dan Quinn is because honestly, I don't know. I tell you who it's not. It's not Nick Sirianni, and it's impossible to grade the Giants because their quarterback is butt. So it comes down to Mike McCarthy versus Dan Quinn, and I'm going to go with the team that is running a better offense, that is winning the division, that has a forward-thinking offensive coordinator that the head coach hired in Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going with Dan Quinn.
I'll go next. I too am going DQ.
Wow.
Dan Quinn. Freaky Mike was my guy.
That is your guy.
That was my guy. I have soured on Freaky Mike for his inability to change, his inability to have forward thinking, his inability to really help his football team out. He is soured on me. It damn sure ain't Nick Sirianni. And Brian Daboll is cooked in New York. So for me, and maybe it's recent.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Yes. It's recency bias.
It's not recency bias.
Oh, okay.
I've always liked Dan Quinn as a head coach, and Dan Quinn's a Jersey guy. Shout out to Jersey.
He's a Jersey guy.
Oh my God.
What,
What's
Clarence?
yours?
Who is it? Oh, you homer son of a biscuit.
You're afraid to get done like he did Nick Harris last week. That's why you're doing that right now.
You don't want Jerry to talk bad to you?
You don't want him talk. You don't want Mike to talk bad about
Don't
you.
say that out loud.
Listen, I've been through a lot of coaches and I had a lot of coaches talk bad to me. I ain't scared of nobody. and me and Mike had words last year. He got mad at me for something I wrote, but it's okay. Mike does not get enough credit for the job he's done. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5.
I agree with that.
We're
When
talking
it
about
going,
this year.
We're
This
talking about.
year.
I'm talking about
This
period.
year.
We're talking about going
We're
4-1.
talking about this year.
4-1 without Dak Prescott.
This year?
This year.
Going 4-1 without Dak Prescott.
Who's the best coach?
It's early. It's best coach.
Who's the
He's
best
still
coach?
the best coach.
Okay.
It's 4 games. I'm sorry. He's still the best coach.
Aisha?
Tater tots.
And he may have the worst talent.
I misunderstood the question. But I said Brian Daboll because getting anything I'm saying in general, getting anything out of the Giants the few years he's been there, given what they had going on,
What did he get out of them?
is impressive. Are y'all forgetting that maybe like a year ago, the Giants had won 10
2 years ago when they went
games?
to the playoffs.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
a bad team. Yeah.
even at that, like what he's worked with his whole time there.
I appreciate you representing for the East Coast.
I'm only saying that because like
They needed this.
Yeah, I'm only saying I wasn't knowing it was in reference to this year, but in general, he's working with far less than
It doesn't have to be
anybody
this
else.
year.
in
I
this
think it's
place.
who's the best coach.
It does not have to be this.
No.
He also
That's a
chose
great
to stick with Danny Dimes, and he also chose.
He chose that.
Yes,
Whatever.
he chose to stick with Danny Dimes.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say it's Mike
Well,
McCarthy, but I don't trust
You
him
and
right now.
Danny Morse, you guys agree?
The quote is Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but backwards and in high heels from Vance.
There you
Special
go.
K.
Who he said Ginger was Jayden, right?
I
No,
don't
he said Fred Astaire was Jayden and Dak
I'm
was Ginger
sorry,
Rogers.
dude.
Joe, who's the best coach in the NFC East?
Thank you, Vance.
We're talking
We're having fun.
Oh, God.
Bill Belichick in 2025 for the Giants, Cowboys, or Eagles.
Okay.
2024 though, sorry, 2024. I'm going Mike McCarthy because one thing about Dan Quinn, they have the lowest EPA average allowed per play in the NFL defensively. So I think Jayden Daniels is the X factor in Washington.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Somebody said coach. It's because you didn't say head coach.
I said,
You did say coach because
I said head coach.
Kingsbury's over there cooking.
I said head coach.
We were talking about head coach. When we say coach, we're talking about head coach.
Cooking.
Guys, who is going to win the NFC East?
I'm about to throw up.
After 4 games, we have to make this decision.
That's right. Do 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 do.
Oh my God.
Do 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 do.
Oh, I hate having to do this.
Jesse and I have the Washington Commanders.
Honestly.
I don't know if I believe it,
I believe it.
but I do believe that Dallas has problems,
Yes.
and I believe that Philly has problems.
Yes.
And the
more so.
And
Giants
Washington might be able to ride
Has
this
Daniel
quarterback
Jones.
and vibes. Yeah, the Giants don't even count.
Yeah.
They're not even a team. Washington.
Did you write the Commodores? Oh.
What you got, Clarence? Oh my God! Do we really all 5 think Washington's going to win the division? How the 2 good teams have
it's
fallen.
At this point, and we're doing it at this point,
Well, that would be cheating. You're just saying yes, they're ahead.
Well, now see, this
Right.
is the time with the Jayden Daniels.
because we don't know. I don't know what the Cowboys will look like the next 3 weeks. I
Yeah.
think that the Cowboys have a chance to, if they were healthy, they could come back and win the division. But I don't know, and I don't trust the Eagles, and we know the Giants are not going to win. Right now, I really think, and I was very impressed because I thought the Washington was living on borrowed time.
Yeah.
What they did in Arizona yesterday was very impressive because I thought Arizona's been a pretty good team this year. The way they destroyed Arizona
Jaden's a ball
on the road, that was very impressive. That,
Jayden Daniels is a baller.
impressed me.
It's a lot of belief over there. Like you can tell those guys like have bought into everything that's going on. But Dan Quinn's good at that.
Yeah,
He's good at that.
At least for a year or two.
we see-
Yeah, he's got good vibes for a while.
Yeah. Commanders also have the second easiest strength of schedule left in the division. The easiest, though, was the Eagles. So, but I also,
But the Eagles have some of their tougher games
That's a good
on
point.
the road.
Yeah.
I remember comparing them and the Cowboys before the season started, and the Cowboys, in theory, was harder, but they get more of their hard games at the house.
Yeah. I also have no confidence in the Eagles after yesterday. So,
Damn.
And also, who won the division last year?
Dallas.
And nobody repeats in this division.
Not since 2004.
Nobody repeats in this division.
Dang. So me saying Brian Daboll is something that's people gonna use against me for the rest of my career at
yes,
this point, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
That's sad. We're
Yes.
just up
Never
here
be
having
deleted.
fun.
Yes.
Jesus, y'all so serious.
Yes.
You'll never be
Dayball.
deleted.
You're a Dayball
Mine
fan.
is like that.
Please like and subscribe. And I know I got at least one super chat that I didn't hit yet. So if we could hit that bad
Super
boy.
Chat is jumping today. I ain't mad at y'all.
Tater
Mike McCarthy is better. The dead skin beat nobody. That's
Talking about
Washington.
talking about
I know
Washington.
who he's talking about.
Damn.
Just
It's-
okay. Okay.
I mean, the
now,
Cowboys
yeah.
haven't beat anybody if that's the case, right?
We
I-
beat,
again,
we
that-
beat Brian Daboll in his house,
In the club.
right?
Dak's house.
in the club.
That was in our house. Okay.
Well, no,
I'm gonna
it's
punch you.
Dak's
Take your
house.
water with
Dak's
you.
other
Yeah.
house. His
He owns it,
vacation
yeah.
home. Okay. Well, coming up next, why aren't the Cowboys being more aggressive with the opportunity that's staring them right in the face? We'll talk about that on the Cowboys DLLS podcast. I also want to encourage all of you to sign up to be a diehard. We're happy to be your one-stop
Nice.
shop for DFW sports. We have shows for every pro sports team, 5 days a week, pre and post game for every game for all of your local teams. And we also have a bunch of content on the website. And if you want to get access to everything and discounts and all the best deals, you sign up to be a diehard on ALLDLLS.com. And that way, not only will you have access to all of our podcasts and live shows, which you already have, but you'll get access to our premium written content that's for members at ALLDLLS.com. 20% off of events. Super dope merch, discounts on it for all of your teams. A free shirt once a year for becoming a diehard, for becoming a member. And our shirts are cool. You're going to like it. And there's a members-only Discord that you will get to be a part of where you can hang out. We talk about all sorts of weird stuff because we never talk about weird stuff on the show. So sign up to be a diehard or else.
That needs to be your new profile photo.
You need that. You got to keep that.
I don't know what the or else means.
We know.
It's a hug.
But just know. Or else. Do it. Also, hit the like and subscribe button or else. Fire in a super chat or else. All of those things. Dak is good. Rest of this team is cheeks.
Oh, no.
That's a wonderful comment.
I don't know how I got pegged. Can you go back up? I don't know how. No. Whoa. Let me finish.
I know how that happens.
No.
If you want me to
Oh.
walk
Y'all,
you through.
Keep scrolling.
please,
Keep
family
scrolling.
show.
Keep
Jesus.
scrolling. Right here.
Yes,
Right here.
This
Go
is
down.
going to go everything against the Cowboys. Yeah, you're a hater. Remember?
You're the hater, dude.
What? I literally picked Dak.
Yeah.
Then who else would I pick? I picked DQ and I picked
Yeah.
Hernandez.
But you
So
didn't go.
how-
I went over 3 then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How do I didn't go any.
Joe's a hater.
You picked Brian Daboll and they don't say that about
We
you.
were having fun.
How do they get me?
That's why you picked him for fun?
What did I
Yes. I
You're
didn't
true
think
to
we were
this. I'm
being
new to this.
serious.
Okay.
go
God
down?
dang.
What did I do to you? What did I do to you?
Mm.
Why
Well-
would you single me out? What did I do?
Well, Jesse,
Oh man.
we can't please everybody in these
You're right.
places.
I want to trade
That's
for Amari
true.
Cooper today.
Please, because the Chiefs going to before you.
I want to go trade for a pass rusher today.
Let's do it.
We got all the 5th round picks, and I think I know what the Cowboys are going to do. I believe that the Jones plan is to carry money over to get ready for salaries that are going up, to be ready to sign Micah Parsons. We're just going to carry money over so that we can spend it later, blah, 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 blah. And we're not going to trade away any of our mid-round picks because we're going to be looking for as much cheap labor as we can to surround our guys who make all of the money. And it's not a terrible long-term plan. Unfortunately, I'm alive today. And I want to win right this second. So if you guys could go ahead and ship off a 5th round pick or two and give me a receiver and a pass rusher, that would be great, especially considering, as I told you guys before the show started, this was true last year too with the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Commanders are winning the East. And I get that Jayden Daniels is setting the world on fire. The Commanders are winning the East. The best team currently in the NFC is Sam Darnold's team.
He's not seeing ghosts anymore.
That's the best team in the NFC. It's Sam Darnold's team. And right behind Sam Darnold's team is Geno Smith's team and Jayden Daniels' team and Baker Mayfield's team. Come on, man.
It's kind of crazy.
The Chiefs are 4-0 and their offense sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the NFL is that daunting. We're just sitting in a world where with the Cowboys, you need to do so much.
Yeah.
And so I just want to beg y'all, do something. Just do something.
Do something with
Do-
the stick.
do
Poking them.
something.
Do something.
It's a good meme.
Do
The
something.
NFC is open.
Wait.
The NFL is open.
It's so open.
You never seen the do
I've
something
seen
meme?
it. It's just funny seeing
Just
it in
in
real
real
life.
life.
Like the reenactment. But I do have a question, y'all. Like, I could be tripping. There's been so many key injuries to start this season.
For lots of people, yeah.
And I feel like we kind of feel like that every year, but this year it feels a little heavier. Do you guys feel that?
I think there's been a lot, and I think, to be honest, it's because there wasn't as many preseason injuries. I think that we normally have. Sometimes I feel like we get a lot of these injuries in the preseason, and then it's just like we have a standard.
Yeah, but because no one's playing,
Yeah,
you're getting it now.
Exactly.
I don't want to play in the preseason.
I know,
support it.
but with this influx of injuries and that affecting the quality clearly of what we're seeing in the NFL, what do we? Because a lot of this has to do with injuries. The only reason
Bigger,
'cause-
stronger, faster. You do less in camp. You do less
Yeah.
everywhere. I think it's kind
Par
of
for the
to be
course?
expected.
Yeah.
But it also kind of goes back to for the Cowboys, like, of things that we saw coming. We knew that they had little depth on the defensive line. We
Yep.
knew that they had little depth at corner.
Yeah.
We knew they had little depth at running back. And yet here we are wondering what move can they make in order to accomplish something that probably should have been accomplished months ago.
Yeah, the injuries are something that I think are why we are in this place where it's like the Sam Darnold Vikings, like the Geno Smith Seahawks. I mean, I think that's a lot of it as well right now.
Yeah,
because the
that's pulling
Niners
the
have been
49ers down.
decimated
Yeah.
with injuries.
Yeah.
Cowboys decimated right now with
But
injuries.
it's also the every single year there's going to be 6 that was on top that go back to the bottom, and
Tracking.
those other 6 that were at the bottom come back. Like that's the cyclical thing that happens. I got it.
Mhm.
Okay, that happens in the national. Thank you, appreciate you.
No.
That happens in the National Football League.
But if you had more confidence when you said it, it would have been better.
I had it, and then
Yeah, you-
the speech impediment thing.
No,
just
that's a
didn't-
hard one to say.
It didn't,
You
it
did
didn't
good.
work.
You did good.
But to your argument is, I want to be in that number of that bottom 6 that rises, because this is a year when you're talking about the Seattle Seahawks, the Minnesota Vikings, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Washington Commanders are
Yeah.
your 4 best teams in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
Like you would want your front office and your GM and all those people that put this roster together, you would want them to have done such a great job in the offseason that you are head and shoulders above the rest, and you take this thing by storm in a year with such bad NFL play in your division.
And it's been like that. Like, to Jeff's point, I mean, I feel like the year before last, we were looking at the NFC like a lot. We're also seeing this transitional phase of like all these our quarterbacks that we look at as the quarterbacks being, retiring, getting out, things like that. So
the best ones are in the AFC.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. We saw the transition from that as well, where a lot of the best ones went to the AFC. So you're like, as far as the NFC goes, it's probably going to be open for a while. And now, instead of seeing your team take charge, you're seeing these other teams that's kind of been taking some time to draft and to get free agents and stuff, starting to, they needed one guy or 2 guys, and now they're the teams that they expect to be.
And on that note, too, when you come in last place, you get a last place schedule, right? So you
Yeah.
get an easier schedule.
Mhm.
Let's
Facts.
look at the Washington Commanders for a second, too, right? Not only did they get a last place schedule, they also had $150 million of cap space. That was an exaggeration. They had a lot of money in cap space to
They
make
went
moves.
crazy in
They
free
signed
agency.
everyone from Dallas. They got Austin Eckler. They did a lot of moves, and they had the number 2 overall pick where they can take a potentially generational quarterback
Yeah.
and franchise-changing quarterback. So that's why when we're talking about best coach in the league right now, I'm also not willing to put Dan Quinn as like the clear-cut guy, because to be honest with you, he had a lot of help.
Yeah, you had all the monies, all the draft picks,
Yeah.
and no expectations with the last
Zero.
place schedule.
Mm-hmm.
No Dan Snyder anymore either. I know.
But you have to get players to believe, right? I got to get you to believe. I
Yeah.
get you to
Agree with
buy
that.
in, and I actually have to get you to go out there. I mean, hell, we have super talented players who don't go out there and do what the hell they're supposed to do. Like, we got 1st-round picks on this team. We got generational talent on this team. And we just spent the last 2.5 weeks talking about superhero ball and YOLO ball and details. So there is something to the fact of the matter is having talented people, but also getting those very talented people to do what the hell I ask them to do on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And that's been the issue here. We lack talent in some areas. A lot of superstars around the Cowboys
Oh, we're top
team.
heavy as hell.
Like you got a lot of players that have big names in this league,
Yeah.
and you're saying I can't get them to do what the hell I need them to do on a consistent basis. So there's something to be said for Dan Quinn to take all these guys, this collection of guys, because there's still some remnants and some leftover and some residue on what Washington was the last couple of years. There's still some guys in that football team that are part of this, but Dan's been able to come in and grow this thing to a place of, hey guys, let's start this new march on a new thing that we can do here.
I want the Cowboys to.
I want them to go all in right
something.
now. Like, now's a good time to go all in.
Oh, and
Well, it's just because I'm just to.
Yeah.
My biggest reasoning is because like Rashee Rice got hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know the Chiefs. I promise
Oh, immediately.
they're trading for someone.
Immediately.
I promise.
Mhm.
The Eagles. I have to go look at, like, they can't replace their quarterback, unfortunately, but I promise they will address their roster by trading. They do it every draft, every offseason. They're constantly, like, Stephen Jones says the words, at the end of the day, talent acquisition is 365 days a year.
Mhm.
And they literally skip March. They skip the beginning of August. Like, the aggressive teams who are in it to win it, when something goes wrong or when they recognize a weakness, they fill it aggressively. The Chiefs will make a trade.
Well,
The Eagles will make a trade.
yeah, and you're at that point too. I mean, once we get to the trade deadline and everything, like, you're competing. it is a competition, man. There's other teams that need other humans, and you just sitting back chilling like you're not going to have to compete and get on the phone with these other guys. But here's my thing, though. I'm torn because I believe that Will McClay and the scouts here are out looking for guys. I believe that they have, like, you can't be as good as you are and things in the draft and not have guys that are area side that are not doing the same.
No, you just need the guy to sign off.
That's my point. I don't believe that the scouting department isn't bringing people to this front office like, hey, man, we see that you guys lost some couple DNs. This guy's available right now. I don't believe that. I do believe that they're ignoring it because they have faith in what they have.
And sometimes Steven answers the phone and doesn't even tell the personnel people who called or what player because he's never heard of the guy.
Yeah, and I can promise you one thing. The Cleveland Browns are going to be, or the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to talk about Amari Cooper in the next week, right?
Yeah.
The phone call after that will be to the Dallas Cowboys to be like, hey, just giving you a heads up. We have a 5th round pick offer from the Chiefs. Yeah. Would you offer a 4th?
Yeah.
But
I think Schefter reported earlier today that they're already, the Chiefs are already playing, playing games.
Let me hit whatever super chats we have left. I know one was talking crap to me. Let's make sure that we get him in. Captain Thunderpants. Jeff, you wanted them to pay selfish, broken down Dak.
What?
Thanks, Captain Thunder. And why not trade for Von Miller?
Lord God.
We don't even get teams don't even have to throw passes on us yet. Although they might have to say, "Oh, you're just packing up."
That's it.
I mean,
we're done.
I'll take. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll trade for all the players.
Dang, y'all enough said, Jesse.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, have a great day. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone,
including Von Miller.
We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.